Well, I think that has to be culture. You have to teach the value that these people bring, but also I would push hard on the Mavericks to say you also have to be organized. You can't just be a crazy person. So it's like, it's fine to be a maverick, but write your ideas down, sell your ideas, persuade, create the conditions where the ideas can blossom. You can't get anything done if you're not, if you're just purely a creative person with zero organizational skills, you're probably not going to get much done.
Sure.
So I would push back on the organization and say, look, these people have an important role to play. And by the way, all of us are a little bit maverick. So this is not, it's not like there are these people that were born mavericks. I don't think so. We all have this inside of us. If you look at kids, they're all inventive. They're all doing crazy things. They literally, I actually saw one time one of my kids put a square peg in a round hole. And as he was doing it, I was thinking, that's never going to work. And then it fit. And I was like, gosh, that's amazing. And so little kids try things, and we all do that when we're little, and some of us lose it. You need to have, one of the great paradoxes of inventing at a high level is that you need to be an expert in your domain area, and you need to have a beginner's mind. You absolutely need both of those things. The world is too complex to actually just be a beginner. So, I can't, no matter how inventive I am, I can't go invent a new kind of brain surgery. You have to be a neurosurgeon. You have to already know all there is to know about brain surgery and then take it to the next level. The problem is, for many people, by the time they become true experts, they've lost that ability to see things in a fresh way. They've lost the beginner's mind. And so that's another thing. You always need to be stepping back and saying, if I'm an expert in launch vehicles or whatever it is, I need to step back and say, okay, if I were looking at this for the first time, what would I be seeing and noticing? These are just some of the things you need to do to be innovative.
Sure. For roughly 80% of my career in the Air Force, we would launch satellites and not think twice about it. Space was considered a sanctuary. Obviously, that changed. So what do you see as the biggest challenges or risk in operating in the space domain?
Well, let's start with the fundamental principle. You never want a fair fight. That's for a boxing ring. Outside of a boxing ring, a fair fight is just bad strategy. And it means you didn't prepare properly. And as you pointed out, this nation has enjoyed incredible space dominance for so long. And it's changing because some of our potential adversaries are getting very sophisticated. And so for me, or if I were in your shoes, the way I would think about this is, in this new era, how are we going to maintain space dominance? What does it really mean? And you're going to need some fundamental capabilities. You have to be able to go to space more frequently with less lead time. If you said, Larry, if you said, Jeff, I have a mission for you. I need you to control this piece of terrain over here. But there are some constraints. I need you to control that piece of terrain, but you can only visit it once a month with a lead time of 2 years. I've just been given an impossible mission. And by the way, when you translate that to space, I'm being very generous with the once a month and the 2-year lead time. The reality is worse than that. So it's not surprising that it's difficult to do that. And it's one of Blue Origin's missions is to make access to space more frequent, ready to go on a moment's notice, lower cost, requires reusability. All those things are going to be required, in my view, to move into a new era of U.S. space dominance. And believe me, I don't have to tell you guys, you do not want to see that era end. That's a big deal.